Hello, good evening and happy Wednesday. I apologise tonight because my voice is going. I will probably need to blow my nose a few times. I've come out yesterday with a really heavy cold. I'm hoping that's all it is. Not very pleasant. But we're here and we're going to soldier on. So let me get you down onto the table and I'm going to share what I'm going to play with tonight. I'll move you across there. And here we go. So in the mini catalogue, I've got a different set for you tonight. I have got some hybrid embossing folders. Now just slide these across. I've got stuff underneath and I'll probably move it totally. But the hybrid embossing folder, this is a thoughtful moments. I'm not sure if I put that up on the the heading right on the title. Hi Shaz, nice to see you. I'm a bit croaky today. Hi Sandra. So this is in the mini catalogue. This is the January to April mini catalogue, and I'm going to be playing with this one here. I haven't bought this brayer because I've got 3 of the old ones that Stampin Up used to stock. So I'm going to be playing with this one. Now this bundle, you get the embossing folder and you get the die cut for it as well, and it's £36. Don't need to add much on to get to the £45 limit to get a free item from Celebration. And the other marker in here with using the Celebration brochure is these note cards and envelopes here. Now I used these the other week. Excuse me. You'll have a lot of that tonight, I'm sorry. These note cards and envelopes are really gorgeous. Now if I can lay my hands on the one, the girls late yesterday actually made this card as well, 2 of these cards, using different techniques. So this is one of the cards that I did on a live a few weeks ago, but they are absolutely gorgeous and they are so pretty. So I wanted to give them another lease of life. Well, I'll tell you the truth, Joy, I've literally had a play before I've come on air, so that is literally it. So, but I am going to mess about with these note cards, okay? I've got something exciting with those, so I think we're going to do both here. First of all, I wanted to show you how these actually look once they've been embossed. Now, you can just emboss them. I did a load of those too, just before I came on it. And now if I bring this one up to you, you'll see that that is nicely deep embossed, okay? So if you just do it on its own, where have I put the embossing folder? I've washed it. Here we go. It's in the kitchen roll, isn't it? So this is the embossing folder. So these are designed, we have had these a couple of times before, and these are designed that you can actually cut into the embossing folder. Now it sounds frightening, but it really is okay to do. I don't like doing it, but because it will in time leave a mark on your folders, but that's just cosmetic. It does the job and it does it well. So you've got 2 sides here. This is the kind of like the dented in version, if you like, and this is the raised version. So where you get the outline here, where it goes inwards, you actually get the sharp line that will give you the letters on here. Okay, I've done it a couple of times, so I've cut them out in one for the embossed, and then I've put the white ones in, so you can kind of see. Don't worry about all these marks on here because we don't use the background, we just use the main actual piece. So here's the embossing folder, the die cut. So I'm going to slide those off the table, move those off the screen out of the way, and we're going to have a go with this. Now this is the one with the individual edges on it. This is the raised one. So if we just embossed it, we would have these ones here, and we would have the raised ones, okay, that we've got on there. But if we're gonna ink up, we're gonna do it on this side. Now I'm conscious that that paper I just had here, I might have got some ink on my mat earlier, so I'm just gonna give that a spritz of water. If I can find the bottle of water I put away over here. Oh, come on, don't hide from me. I think we had it out in class yesterday. Oh, it can't be far away. Never mind. I think I've got it off. We'll just have to on it a little bit and just get that little bit of ink off there. Okie doke. It does wipe really, really nicely. So I have one of the old style brayers. I am full of colds. It came out yesterday. I had ladies here, seemed to get through the day okay, and then I said, now I'm switching off. I'm not getting back to my tax return. I am switching off, and it just, everything came out. Yeah, had a rough night. Went to bed early. Didn't do Pilates, and yeah, just hot and cold all the way through till lunchtime today, and I've forced myself into the shower and washed my hair. So you feel better then, don't you? So I have pulled out some colours here. I am going to use the same colour again. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock, but I'm using it on the Lost Lagoon cardstock because I kind of like that effect. So we're going to use these for tonight. You will hear a lot of coughing, so sorry about that. If you haven't seen the hybrid before, it is basically, we can ink inside any embossing folder. You will get a different texture. A normal bog standard embossing folder, if you ink this side, you'll get one texture. If you ink this side, you'll get a different texture. Okay, just try with both. All I will say is just use our normal water-based ink. Yeah, Jane, I'm hoping it's not. I'm not planning to go out today or tomorrow, so I'm going to do a test tomorrow, sort of late afternoon. We're supposed to be having a neighbour over for a Burns night supper that David's going to cook, so I will just check before he comes, and then see. We'll play it by ear from there. I'm going to use this. You'll see my eyes are actually streaming and my nose just drips constantly, so hey, because I missed Sunday, I can't miss today as well, so I'll just soldier on. I don't do ill. I'm not an ill person. I don't do ill. So like I said, don't worry about these splodges that you're getting in between. You are just embossing over that folder. We want to make sure that everything is covered, and you can see, you've got a good view there, haven't you? You make sure you see all of the letters. And there's right on cue, there's smudge, just as I get all inked up. Some Tigs came in earlier and went out. And now we've got smudge asking to come in. Right, some of the edges you need to see all the outlines of the edges. I need to be able to see all of those to know that there is ink everywhere. There's a couple of areas over there. I just don't think that they're caught yet. I'm going to do those again. Okay, I have pre-cut my card. I've pre-cut my card. I'm going to lay the card on this side. Okay, get the ink out of the way because it's really juicy. And we're going to place this over the dies. Okay, so we need to just line those up in the right places. Oh no, where are we going? Excuse me, hang on. Brain's out of gear. I'm going to put the card on there. It just doesn't seem to be going the right way. We're going to put them this way up, aren't we? Sorry, I did it okay earlier, and now my brain's gone out because I'm on live. And hey, your brain cells go. So this is lined up in all of those places. Okay, that's right. Cutting side upwards because you're going to put your cardstock on top. Okay, make sure they are well lined up and you're not overhanging anywhere. Okay, they are all perfectly lined up. So now I'm going to place that on there. Okay, and I'm going to close the folder. As you know, the folder's edge always goes in first. So I'm going to bring this up, place it on the platform all on its own, no layers in there at all. And then we pop on top the embossing folder, the dark grey one. So I'm just going to run that through. Thanks, Jane. Yeah, I'm not my normal self. I've got streamy eyes, streamy nose. Hey, but we will get through. So I'm going to pop that back down again. Daisy, one foot fell out. Just going to get the cat to stop yowling. Come on, missus. In you come. Move that off her chair so she can get up. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. And then I'm going to lift this off. This is the die that we've die cut from. Okay, I hadn't done it on this colouring, but I thought that would be nice. So, yes, miss, move the catalogue. Yes, madam. So this is the die. Yes, there will be some ink on here, but these will just wash. If you use our normal water-based inks, they will just wash under the tap. So no wet wipes, no nothing needed, just water. So we're going to take that off. I will take some of these out. And this is our negative. Now, if you want to, you could actually use this to sponge. You could get a brayer and you could sponge through on some white card. I've got a scrap here. I could just sponge through that and then put that piece in. You don't have to cut all of them at once. It just makes sense to, because you can have a little cello bag inside the packaging. It comes in 2 packets. It's got the embossing folder here, and on the back it's got the die cut piece. Wherever the die cut has gone, here we have lots more than just those letters. Yeah, I think she's gone out already, Smudge. Chaz. She's she's up on a chair now. She's gone. You also have all of these little pieces. So we have some stars, all in one piece of die. You've got a couple of little clouds and a rainbow. Some more clouds, I think. Some flowers, hearts, leaves, more flowers, and another rainbow. So I think that they go together and these go together. What happened was they just put them in the holes where the die comes out from. So as this was on here like so, they filled the gaps, the voids in between. So that's where they've been laid out like so. Okay, so they're all extra pieces and very valuable, and I will play with those as well. Yes, I will look after that cold. Yeah, I have, I was upstairs in the office for a little while before I came on air, and I have put into use two boxes of tissues that I normally use to make the covered tissue boxes with. I've been doing those for years, and I've had to put one upstairs and one downstairs on the table here so I can use them. So I have told myself that tissues are much softer than paper kitchen towel, so I mustn't use that. So there's my messy folder. I've shut it so it doesn't get inky anywhere, and I will just run that through the tap afterwards, and that'll be perfectly clean. No scrubbing required. Now, if I show you these, can you see these on screen? Hopefully. I showed you Celebrate before, so let's do the hello this time. If I hold this one up, you can see that the faint line that I inked and braided the ink has transferred onto the card, but also in that same process it is raised, so those middle letters are raised. You probably can't tell on the camera too well. I don't think any of them show up better. The thank you might show up better. Just have a look at that. Can you see that 3D? If I tilt it, can you see that that's 3D? So it's actually raised as well. So it's got 2 textures. It's got the outline, which I've done a contrast colour. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Thanks, everybody. I don't do ill, so I just soldier on. But I had last night and this morning, I have just stayed under the blanket in my pajamas and just feeling sorry for myself. So they're the sentiments we've got in that range. Okay, I'll just bring them down because they're off the camera. Oh, all of them are off. There we go. Move them out from under my face in the corner. You can see those kind of at the corner. So I'm going to use those on my cards today. I'm going to do some quick ones, but oh, she's back. But I want to show you. Good morning. Good evening. I want to show you some different things. So those cards and envelopes come in the Pretty Peacock, and they come in a pack of is it 20? Can't remember. Yes, 20 cards and 20 envelopes. So you get 10 of each colour, and then you get 1 of each of the Calypso Coral as well. Okay, so if I take 1 of each of those out, you can see how they come. Now, I've done this before with let me zoom you out. You're too squashing. Just bringing you out a little bit. There we go. Make it a little bit easier. So you get 1 of these in the pack. You get 1 Calypso Coral, and you get 1 with the Pretty Peacock. So what I want to show you how I do today is I'm going to fold this in half, but the first thing I'm going to do is to take off a tiny little slither off the edge here. Don't be surprised if you see a cat walk through, because she's actually just the other side of my trimmer. So I'm just going to cut that tiny little piece off. Okay, take that out of the track. Okay, pop that in the bin. And then I have 2 pieces. Okay, 2 loose pieces to play with. Okay, so that's that. Then with this one, what I haven't shown you yet is the pretty insides of the envelopes. Now that paper is all the way through the envelope. So the first thing we're going to do is to take off this side. Just take off those folded edges. Okay, get them out of your track because they'll just screw up. And then turn it over and do the same the other side. Just the folded piece. And pop that away. And then we're going to take these pieces off as well. So I'm going to take off this flap. They are gorgeous, Emma. They're absolutely fab. So I'm taking this flap off, okay. Now we have that piece to use as designer series paper. We have this side to use. We have got gum all the way along this edge. Now you probably can't see the shiny bit, but we have got gum all along there. So just be conscious of that. And then I'm going to turn it over and do the same on this one. All I'm doing is taking off that folded edge, okay, the ridge. Now there's a little bit more chopping to do. Get that out of the way, I think. I get the little baby out. On here, we also, the inside of the envelope, you also get a double edge. Where this piece is here, you get a double edge. Okay, so those 2 double edges have got to come off. Okay, so I'm making one note card and envelope, and I'm going to be making some note cards with it, some white note cards. And I'm going to be using as much as I can of this. So I thought it was easy to have a whole set of greetings. So we started off with that. We've got these as papers. But remember, our note cards are quite small. So straight away, I could cut this piece in half and use that twice. Use that for 2 sheets on here. So I think we'll do that and measure that it is... These are larger than normal. I want this to be... It's just over the 16 centimetres. So I'm going to take off a tiny edge to make it a nice clean cut, a guillotine cut. And turn it round, and I'm going to cut that at 8. And then I'll cut another one at 8, and I should have another wispy bit off the edge. And there we go. So that's 2 pieces of 8 done that will go onto 2 cards. We have this piece here, which I think I could probably take to a whole panel. If I squared that edge off, put that down, I could actually take that to a whole panel piece. So these actually measure 3 by, I'm going to write it on here like I've done before. So the note cards are 5 inches by 3.5 inches. Okay, so if we take a little bit off there, just a little slither, we could make that 4 7/8 by, that's 4/8, so 3 3/8. Okay, so that's what they start off as, and then any layers we do from there come off that separately. So I'm going to take that to 3 3/8, 1 2 3/8. It just takes off that little curve, okay, and then we'll need to take a little bit off this side as well. This little trimmer doesn't go that big, does he? So what we can do is we can just turn that over and we can eyeball. So I grab a biro because I'm doing it on the reverse, and we can just mark a little mark and take that down to where we want it. Still got a little scrap there. If we want to use that, we can. So that I can use in whole, so that could be a little strip somewhere. So that's, so far we have 1 2 3 4 pieces. But don't forget, we've got our card as well. So we've got the original card. So if we want to do that for note card size, I would do the same with that and take that down. I think in proportion on here, I'm actually going to take that down to, I think I want to take that down to 7. So if I take that down to 7 and try it on here, I'm going to put some matte layers on there as well. We've got, that's white on the back, so we can't use that one, but 7 on there. So I'll do another 7. Just balances it up. That's another piece of scrap. So there's 2 more pieces. So 1 2 3 4 5 pieces so far, and then we've got this one as well. So again, I'm going to take that to 7. Let's say 5 6 7, and another piece of scrap. Okay, so we've got lots of pieces here we can use, and I'm going to take some layers, and I'm just going to try and go silly with these. So we've got 4 pieces similar there. I might take the 8s down to 7. Are they the 8s or the 7s? Oh, they're all the same. They're all 8. They all must be 7s. They're all 7s, so they're 4 of those. And then these ones I took down to 8, didn't I? I don't like the proportions not being quite right, so I'm going to take them to 7s as well. Okay, I like the gaps around the side will be the same. Not that one. That's a whole panel. And this one down to 7. So you've got a couple more strips there for decorating with. That's a whole panel. And then the envelope flap. So we've got 2 of those, 4 of those. So that could make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And this flap you could either cut that off and make that into a side panel, just a little accent. You could have that on here with a little piece of accent on the side, or we could just stick that onto one of the envelope flaps here, because it will go on there. It's in its entirety. Okay, so you could put the whole piece on there. Or, because we've got the gum on this side, got a little trick with this one first. So let's start off with an envelope. Okay, because we have gum on here, but we know that this piece is going to fit on there totally, we can chop off the gum. So we're just going to bring that through so we get rid of that. I need the bigger trimmer, sorry guys. I want to make it a straight edge, so I'm going to cut all of the gum off. And I'm going to have that on here. Just make sure it's nice and straight with the lines on there. And cut that off. Okay, and then we're going to do a 2-tier for an envelope. A lot messing about, but remember, you're using 1 card and 1 envelope. So this could be on there with the pattern side. Okay, and then this with the gummy side can go on there like so. So sorry. You don't need to hear me barking all day, do you? So I'm just covering all of this up. Okay, where's my jam pot gone? There. So I'm going to put this one on flat. Just run my nail along the sides there, because sometimes you get that little ridge where you've cut. So I'm just going to pop that on there, like so. I do like to just test to make sure it is all the way up when I close the card. Okay, so that's that side. And then this side we're going to turn over. Oh, I've done it the wrong way, haven't I? I wanted that side as patterned and this side as plain. I've got the gum on here as well. Never mind, we will correct that. We'll just put this one on here anyway. And then what we'll do is we'll put a little piece of, a little scrap of something else through the middle. We just want a little slither of this one and that'll come through. So don't do as I do, do as I say. Okay, that little slither will just bridge that gap. You've seen me on other cards, I'm sure, where I've done that. I've had different designer series paper, and then when it doesn't quite fit, I'll put a piece of cardstock on there. But what we can do is we can mend that because we just put that through the middle. Okay, so just drizzle a little piece along the seam. Like so we cover each end and then we cover the middle. I'm sure it's just a head cold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, Leslie. I don't think it's COVID. The fact that literally I gave myself, not 24 hours quite, but I just shut down and went to bed early, etc. and rested this morning. I think it could just be cold. I do hope it is, not COVID. I've heard another friend today has said to me that she knows someone who's had COVID 3 times in the last 6 to 9 months. So the latest strain is more, how shall I say, repetitive. It comes back more catchable, I don't know. But let's just hope it's just a good old cold like we used to get before COVID was a thing. Okay, so that is my envelope. Not quite as I designed it. I wanted the flowers on this side and then the plain on the bottom. Okay, but you get the drift, and you could just put that whole panel with the gum on it, just put it face downwards and you'd be fine. Okay, we've got a little decoration and that's good. So that's one envelope sorted. Okay, let's bring these ones back. Okay, I want to put some layers behind these. That one's going to be a whole panel. So that won't have a layer, that will just be as it is. Now I do want to just line these up because the fold isn't quite in the middle. I'm going to force that to be in the middle and so that they line up nicely. So that's just going to be on a whole panel like so. Okay, let's get that one down. You don't have COVID, but Carol has had it since Christmas. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Like I say, I don't do ill, so hey, this is not me. I don't like it. Nobody likes being ill, but do we want an upside and a downside? I think we'll go with that one. Just pause there while I get it in the centre. So that's part one's panel of envelope into a card. Okay, so that's one done. And then these ones. We've got two of the panels, these ones. So we could put those on here, and I want to do them with different colour backgrounds. So let's try that. I've knocked all my sentiments off, haven't I? But these are going to make really nice sentiments just to go on a card like this. You could put that on something simple like that, a few gems, just something on there, and it'll just lift the whole thing. We could have that on there. If we had a different colour, we could put it on here. We could put those on here that are just embossed with a different colour around the back. We'll just play. So these ones I'm going to have, again, I'm just going to smooth the corners off, the edges. If you cut them downwards, you'll get that little ridge on the edge. I think I told you this quite recently. Just run your nail along the edges and you get rid of that ridge, if there is one. Okay. 5th time since it started. Smell comes and goes. Things taste like cardboard, but cough always stayed. That's why I thought, oh dear, not good, not good. Okay, so I'm going to have these two with two different backgrounds. Now the colours in here are... in those note cards we have Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, we have Petal Pink, we have Crust Curry, and we have Calypso Coral. So you can see how the cardstocks just go so well with those. I'm going to use these two because they're my favourite. They're bright and they'll liven up the panel behind. So we've got a little piece in here. The other one will have to cut a sheet. So just check. Our glass mat, don't forget, is a free product if you sign up to be on my team during celebration. I'm just lining these up on the corner here. We have centimetres in this corner and inches in this corner. I think those watching from the States are the other way around. I think you have inches here and centimetres up that side. So I want a little bit bigger than this. I want 11.5 by 7.5-ish. Yeah, that won't go that way, so that'll have to be the 7.5. It is just under 7.5. And 11.5 this way. Okay, and we can just line those up and see how we're doing. There we go, we've got a lovely layer on there, nice bright layer. You could always do this as a white layer. You know how I like to offer up pieces of card. So if you did that as a white, you would just break that background and then put that in. But remember, we're going back onto a white card. Okay, so you might not need that extra layer and just go like this, just under the circumstances. There. Now I'm going to do the same in the curry. I need to have that a little bit bigger. Big sheet, sorry. So I'm going to do just under 7.5, 7.4 that is, and 11.5. You can just play with the colours and see what works and what doesn't. So that's for those two. Okay, so you're just pulling out different colours in those. And then this one, I'd like to put something behind there. Possibly a piece of Pretty Peacock on its own, because that will be the solid colour. So let's do that one. And just measure that one again. I do like to use the corner here, so this helps. This wants to be 11. Yeah, 11 by 7.5. Cards were a different size, so 11 by 7.5, so that'll be 50. So I can't do my maths. Yeah, that is 15, isn't it? 15. And then I'll cut that to 2 7.5s. Your brain gets even more fuzzy when you not well, doesn't it? So that's just going to give it that solid base to go onto the card. That there's ink on there, so that might cover up. Yes, that will cover up, that's fine. So there's one for that one, there's one for that one. We're just knocking them out of sync as I go, sorry. And that's another one, okay. And then we've got 2 more here, so we want 2 more of those. That's 7.5 by 11, wasn't it? $11 that way, and 15, 2 7.5s. There we go, so that's those 2, and we've got that one, and we've got that one. Now, how is that? I'm just going to get some more note cards out. How is that for 7 cards from 1 card and envelope? I've got more here. I need another 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I probably won't decorate them all this evening. We'll see. We're good for time, actually. It's only past. Make up for Sunday not being here. Sunday I did get home, not too bad time. I was away for 4 days at a bit of a busman's holiday, really. I was down in Arundel, West Sussex, with one of my friends and my team member. She introduced me. She's been going for several years, and she invited me to go with her last year. So we had a really good time. Didn't make anywhere near as much as I hoped to. I had lists and lists of things I was going to get done. Hey ho. I had an optional class, which was good. I was asked to do another optional class, so I had them doing some bookbinding. Yeah, that was really good fun. So I'm going to put these together. I'm not going to bother to gut these layers today. I could and just take something out. I don't have any punches out at the moment, so I'm just going to attach all these layers together. Okay, just quickly. So who's liking this set of papers then? The note cards and envelopes. Who's going to add it to their list? With a pack of the white note cards and envelopes come in a pack of 20. So you can make loads. I'm making 7 from 1 card and envelope. And you remember there was 20 in this packet here. There's 20 of them. So if you could make 7 from each one. Jane, these ones are note cards and envelopes. These are, I showed them earlier on in the catalogue. There's a pack of 20 there. So you get 20 cards, 10 of each, 10 Calypso Coral and 10 Peacock, Pretty Peacock. But they all have that beautiful liner inside there. Okay, all the way through the envelope. So the whole piece, we've made 3 cards from that and an envelope back. So if we stick that one in there, I'm going to stack them all up now, make it a bit easier. So I've just cut 1 note card and made 4 cards. 1 envelope has made 3 panels and the back of a note card, of an envelope. Okay, I'm going to layer these up just to get them so they don't keep sliding everywhere. Tuck it inside. I just wanted to give you the idea as to how you can make our products go so much further. Okay, the note cards and envelopes are cheaper than the other ones as well, so you can make quite a lot for your money. Okay, pop that one in. They're all going to be the same, these ones, and then we've got 2 of the others. You've only got the big book. Okay, Jane, I'll get another one in the post to you. And the celebration. The celebration is on. You know all about celebration. You've done this before. The sign-up deal is this, exactly as you've done before, the £130 for £99. But the glass mat and the 2 accessory mats as well that go with it, the cleaning cloth and the accessory one goes on here as well. So if you wanted to, you could use this side of the envelopes, and then you'd have somewhere you could stamp on there. But I really like these floral pieces. As soon as I saw them, I wanted to cut them up. They don't mind because they're being made into other things. I think it's This way you've got the flower stems coming up, and that way you've got the flower stem and the butterfly. So it's 6 and 2 3s really. That butterfly's that way up. It's 6 and 2 3s as to which way they go. And then this one. I've got to go to the post office of some sort sometime. I might be sending hubby at the moment. Shh, don't tell him, he's in bed. I've got some things to go, and I've got some banking to do, so he'll be running that down, I think, for me. So there's that one. We'll come back to this one first. So I wanted to do something on here. I've got nothing else on the desk ready. I had ladies yesterday and I kind of cleared up. What did we play with yesterday? We had the masks out yesterday. They were really, really good. And I had several people playing with those. So that one doesn't really fit in here. I would like to put just some of these sentiments on here. So I'd like to have something like this. With the busy background, you don't need much else, do you? This one would work fine just with that on it. So let's get some dimensionals behind the stand. I can bring you back in a little bit now, can't I? Bring that up a little bit. And have some of the big ones on the larger areas, like in the middle here. Oops. Take that off. I'll probably use little ones there. This is also where I like to bring out my bits and edges, because these all get used up. They just get snipped. I keep them in a separate little packet so that they don't waste. We use every single little bit. So that one can come across there. This is a right angle piece, but that can still go in. That can go in that gap. These little long pieces, little long, they can go in here. And that. Are you still on here, Joy? Are you still watching? So I mentioned to one of our Gist followers, and she'd like to meet you while you're over here. If it's at all possible, we'll get her over while you're here. Having international visitors, which is great. Any of you that are following, you're always welcome to come and see my studio, come and play, and stay overnight. You could actually put that one that way up if you want. Oh, look at that. You've got two ways of using that one. That way. I tend to like them more this way, but just put that through the middle against those colours. There you go. So that one, literally on its own, is a nice little card. So that's one done. So these ones I'm now going to just stick those panels on. Looking great. Thanks, Joy. Got a little bit of fluff on the edge there. I think I need to change my blade on my trimmer. It's about time. Just getting a wee bit fluffy sometimes, not all the time, but just sometimes. So there we go. We've got to budge him up a little bit. So get even borders all the way around. Okay, nice white background. And then this one can go on here. You can put a thank you on that one. So this is quite solid in the middle here, so we can just go back to the big ones. You can embellish these an awful lot more than what I've done today. I've shown you quite a lot today, just getting the techniques and how to use the folders, etc. So you can do so much more with it, and then just embellishment as you wish. What I do want to do is to get in the habit of, I love my note cards and envelopes, so I do buy several. I have lots of them, and I want to get in the habit of having a load of card bases made up like these at the point whereby you can decorate them, so like this as they are now. And then when you want a card, you've got a quick background, a quick card. All you want to do is put a sentiment and some decoration on it, and you're done. So that then you've got no excuses with cards being late or not at all or whatever. So that's what I'm building up to try and do. So these are all very, very quick, and like I say, you can add or do whatever you like on there as well. Okay, so just all around the edges and up the middle. even borders. And we're done. There you go, get well, that should be for me, shouldn't it? Okay, I like the bigger gratings actually. Make me happy. We've got just because. I see. I'm now thinking, let's do a little bit different. We've got to do some bits different. I didn't get me scraps down today, but we have got pieces we can use. So I'm just thinking that on there. Baby trimmer. Or maybe the Calypso. Maybe that piece. I want this to be, how wide is that? We'd want that just over a centimetre. So I'm going to use the ridges on my trimmer, just because that's a good depth to do. And then see how that looks. And I'm going to tag the ends on there. So I'm just going to have that a little bit longer than I need. So this is all thinking on my feet. So thinking with a dodgy head. So glad you're staying with me. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle and then flag those ends. So this can be stuck down as it is. If anybody has an order, anything you want to order, if you're this way, then please give me a shout. I have got an order ready to go through. So that will probably go through maybe tomorrow night. Snip that to the middle. Okay, and then snip this from the corner into the centre. And then corner into the centre. Scoot them on the floor. The floor did get hoovered yesterday morning because I had company coming, I had class in. They do get done very infrequently, but more when I got people. There's nothing wrong with a piece of card hanging around, is there? So that's going to go through there. The only thing I'm going to say is now is because this has got the yellow border, I've just spotted that, haven't I? I think that will look just fine. But because it's got the yellow border, I should have done that one in yellow and done this one on there. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to put a big one each end. And then a little scrap in the middle. A bit of that one. A little late, we'll rewatch. Oh, bless. Me or Sandra shares. What did Shaz say? Oh yeah, Maxine's coming to see me on the 12th of February. She's going to be down from Scotland. She's going to be in Norfolk, visiting Helen. So she's going to come and see me. So there's that one there. I think that worked okay, didn't it? And then we've got these ones, the plain ones. So these ones will need a little bit more, some things to them. So I might leave these and do these in my leisure at some point. But I want you to just see them all done with the basics of our cards. So there's 4 of these. Oh, new comments. Scroll you up. Yeah, I was away for the weekend. I went down to Arundel. And they're already booked for the same weekend next year. So, yeah, straight in. I like things like that when they are booked ahead because we know exactly where we stand. Excuse me. There we go. If anybody is local to me and interested, the lady who organises this also does some at Graffham Waters, Graffham in Cambridgeshire. So if you're interested in going to it's basically a crop weekend. You take your own projects to do, but I always take more than I anticipate I can actually do. But yeah, I'm hoping to get more organised and structured what I want to play with. But they also do some there, and we're looking at going to the April one. Laurie and I might go to the April one. Okay, so there's 4 of those all ready to go, but we've got these 3 as well that are completely finished. Okay, so excuse me. These 3 I might, you know what? I had these ones earlier, didn't I? With the white base. The ones I showed you right at the start, they're a white base. That would go on there nicely. And then some little decorations. You know the other pieces I told you about on the die sheet? I can play about with those off air and then put a photo up. So these little ones here, how about something like that? And the thank you is in there. And yeah, get well, thinking of you. There's all sorts in there. So we could do some of those on here, couldn't we? Again, just because. Bigger than that, maybe. Thinking of you. On there like so. So we have those ones as well we can use. So there's a lot of options, but I think decorated with some of these flowers and stars, hearts, leaves, etc. I think they will look nice. So leave me to play with those tomorrow. But there's three of those three. I'll move those over. All over there. And these ones to be finished. And maybe like so. Okay, so we've got those three like so. They are all stuck down. There's 4 of those, isn't there? Okay, we'll stick another greeting on that one. You make me happy, there we go. Okay, so possibilities, and that's just using this set. If you've got other ones where you can stamp your sentiment, you can do all sorts. And we can, you know, we've got punches, we can punch leaves, we can punch flowers, we can punch all sorts. There's the, I can't remember the name of this set now, that I use a lot of. Let me just find it. I don't think it's a bundle now. I can't think of the name of it. It's the one with the flowers. There's one with little flowers and a punch. If I look at that one, it might. I don't think it's just in here. The punch. This one, the one that goes with the Petal Park builder. So that's probably Petal Park stamp set now. I can find it. Petal Park, yes, page 37. I think that would look really nice with this set. So page 37. So there's that one in there. Those flowers have the punch that go with them. And so with these ones that are plain sentiments, they would look really, really good on there. You just put some flowers, and even these ones can have a little flower, but they've got the busy background, so I really don't think they need it so much. They've just stuck together, there we go. But these ones here could do with some colour in these flowers here and punch them out and stick them underneath or to the side, just little accents, and they would be great. Thanks, Ruth. Yes, I just got there. Yes, Petal Park. Quick set of cards, wonderful. Thanks, Joy. Yeah, they are. Absolutely more masculine, Angela. These ones, they would go to men just as well, wouldn't they? Because of the peacock, pretty peacock. I really love that. And these ones are just pretty anyway. So there's one note card, one envelope from this set, which is the Sweet Thoughts, Memories and More cards and envelopes. 20 in a pack, 10 of each colour. And if each one of those 10, each one of those 20 makes 7 note cards, hey, you're laughing, aren't you? Anyway, let me bring you back to me for now. Okay, whoops, a daisy, take that off. There we go. My nose is getting redder. My eyes are still watering. So thanks for joining me today and bearing with me. And I will be back again on Sunday. Not sure what I'll do yet. If you've got any requests, as always, give me a shout. Just let me know. Thanks, Pam. Yes, I hope I get well quickly. I'm due for some more paracetamol now, so I will go and make a hot honey and lemon and take those. And I will see you on Sunday. Okay, so bye for now. If you need anything ordered, then give me a shout, and I will be putting one through tomorrow evening.